Hey, Sandals Church men, it is December and we are marching toward the most famous holiday of Christmas. And even though we're in the holiday season, man, it feels kind of different this year. Things are just weird in the world, and we're kind of waiting and anticipating some change, right? We want some change in our lives. When I was a kid, it was waiting for the big day of Christmas, couldn't wait to get a present. Um, Now I'm grown, I have a job, and I usually buy the things that I really, really want if I really want them, and don't have to necessarily wait till Christmas. And so the anticipation is different, and I'm waiting on other things. I'm impatiently waiting currently for a COVID test because I was sick this week just to find out if I had COVID or not. Might as well get it over with. Um, Waiting for the world to kind of get back to normal, waiting for some of the pain of this year and losing our son to be over. We all have things that we're waiting for. You probably have things you're waiting on, maybe a paycheck, maybe to see if you're going to get the job you're hoping for, if you're going to have enough finances to take care of the family this holiday season, if you're going to be able to start college next year, if you're going to get the house or place to rent that you want, whatever it is, we're all waiting for something, and it's easy to be impatient in the process. And I love that Claude just brought out the people of Israel were waiting for the Messiah for literally hundreds of years, and we think our waiting for a few minutes at a stoplight kind of throws us off. But the idea of waiting, it puts us in a painful position because we want something that we can't have right now, and it's our desire to control our life, our desire to make things happen that really throws us off. And God is wanting us to wait on Him, to put our hope in Him. And I think a different way of thinking about it, when we think of waiting, we think of just kind of sitting around trying to be patient. But I like the idea of a server at a restaurant. Some of them are called waiters, and like the guy with the, towel over his arm that's kind of just waiting for to attend to the guests. And I think a lot of times we're waiting for God to attend to us. We want Him to make our life go back to normal. We want Him to fix all of our problems, to cover over all of our mistakes immediately and make things good in our marriage, good at work, good with our family. And that's not really how things work. Instead, if we flipped it and said, what if we were waiting on God? If it was our job to attend to Him, to care for His church, to be interested in what He's interested in hope that if we do the kinds of things that God's called us to do, that He will bring about the bigger promises in His timing. And so I love just the idea that Claude brought out that when I'm waiting, God's working. And so whether we see it or not, God's already at work. He's making stuff happen. He's in the process of fulfilling His promises. And we don't have to be concerned with those things. What we need to be concerned about, am I doing the proper kind of waiting where my arms out, I'm ready to accomplish God's purpose, to do what He's already called me to do? Am I loving my family well, or am I just waiting for things to get back to normal so we can do fun stuff together? Am I actively loving my wife? Am I respecting my roommates? Am I a good employee at work? All the basic things that we set aside as less important because we're waiting for God to do something for us. And so, yeah, let's flip that on its heads, men. Let's wait and hope. Let's do the kinds of things that God's called us to do. And just as Jesus is the light of the world, He's called us to be the light of the world. Um, uh, Matthew says that a city on a hill cannot be hidden. And so, if Jesus is the light of the world, then we are to let His light shine out in our lives. And as we do that, we actually bring about the very things that we're hoping for. Um, I love the idea of us just being part of the solution rather than just sitting on our hands, asking God to do for us what we want rather than what He wants. So I want to challenge you, man. Continue to go through the questions together. December is an easy time to check out, but hey, guess what? You're not going to a bunch of Christmas parties this year, probably. You do have the time to focus in. You do have the time to spend with your guys, even if you do so virtually. Ask the hard questions. Go through the Sandals Church Men's unconference material. Keep working through those things because God is at work, and when you press into those, man, He does a good work in your life. Love you guys. Praying for you. God bless.